All right, today we're going to see the USS Midway. It's an aircraft carrier, pretty cool. We were actually hanging out on the dock yesterday or a couple days ago, and one of our viewers happened by, and he's a veteran. He actually flew Navy airplanes on and off that airplane.
Yeah, so cool.
So he's offered to give us our own private tour of it, so it's really cool. His name's Bill, and we're actually our friends Baron and Carrie, who you met in St. Thomas a while back on their, he's the captain of a yacht. They're gonna join us, so it should be fun.
Yeah.
Another glorious day here in San Diego.
It is a glorious day.
Say hello. And Carrie is what, 7 months pregnant?
8?
I can't even count anymore.
You don't even, almost there.
I should have that down. What am I?
So that is the USS Midway. What do you think?
It's huge.
It is very big. This is Bill. He was, we met him a couple days ago out on the boat, and he offered to show us the Midway. So introduce yourself and what were you doing here?
Bill LaBarge. I've landed on this many times, this carrier, and I'm going to give folks a tour here. I got in the Navy in 1971 and retired in 91, and then flew for Southwest Airlines.
What kind of airplanes did you fly off of this?
No, I just flew on and off. An S2 type of an airplane. It was a carry-on-board delivery from one ship to another. I was never based on this ship. I was based on the Midway, the Kitty Hawk, the Enterprise, the Constellation, and the Ranger.
Well, hey, you can land on one aircraft carrier, you can land on all of them, right?
Just about.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm excited about the tour. So when was this aircraft carrier in service?
This came in 1945 and retired in 1992.
Okay.
And there's three types of carriers. There's the Midway Class, the Kitty Hawk Class, and the Nimitz Class. And this is about just under 1,000 feet long, about 995 feet long. The Kitty Hawk Class is about 1,001. And the new Nimitz class is 1,195. Wow. So they're not much bigger.
So did this actually get any action in World War II, or is it already
No,
over?
it was over.
Okay.
This came in right at Korea and in Vietnam. This is the smallest of the carriers, and now we had 14 at one time, and now we have only 10, and they're all nuclear.
Yeah.
And
this one's diesel powered, I guess?
Yes. And this. On the bowels of the ship, it go down like this. It holds about 2 million gallons of distillate fuel and aviation fuel, and about 1 million distillate.
Wow.
About every 3 or 4 days, they have to unwrap, where a ship comes alongside and refuels it.
Wow.
And you never get below 75%.
Right, just for battle.
In case you got into, or if you got into a typhoon and you had to get out. See the anchor there? That weighs 20,000 pounds. Wow. And each link on it is 250 pounds. And the anchor is about, the chain is about 1,200 feet long.
Wow.
Now, a lot of people don't realize that the carrier has an angle deck, which I'll show you, is 500 feet long. And you land, there's on this ship there's 3 wires. I know some of the biggers there's 4. But think of a tennis court. That's the size of the area that you
gotta land it on.
Put the planes into.
Drop.
That's why you just boom.
Yeah,
That's why they call it carrier landing when you land hard.
You're stick and throttle all the way down, and then you, as soon as you hit the deck, you go to max power. In case the foot skips over the wires, you can take off, come back around and land.
Right.
So you're coming in probably 140, depending on the weight or the size of the aircraft, and you're stopping about 1.8 seconds.
It's got to be pulling some G's, I guess, isn't it?
About that.
What is now the visitor's entrance used to be the admiral's entrance. You walk straight through and into the hangar bay.
See, this is the hangar bay right here. On the larger ships, there's 3 bays. One, you see the spreading doors down there with the red and yellow on them? Those are ballistic doors, so if there's a fire in here, they'll close off Hangar Bay 1 from Hangar Bay 2. And they have overhead AFFF that would, there's a person that would hit a switch and the foam would come down to isolate the fire. Because remember,
So this thing would fill with foam and a fire?
it would, yeah.
Wow.
Because if you're at sea, there's no place to go. Everybody that is going to be on ship's company or the air wing have to go through firefighting school. And you get in, and they put you in a room, and you've got to fight a fire. It's not people have got burnt and stuff.
Oh,
and
really?
It goes around.
See, that's pretty intense
Yeah.
training there.
And it's oil based and stuff, so it's pretty nasty.
There's lots of aircraft set up in the hangar bay, although most of them didn't actually land or take off from the aircraft carrier.
Oh my gosh, look at these cool pedals.
Those are the, of course, you know, the rudder pedals down there. And you got your throttles and your tail hook there.
This?
Yeah. Radios and stuff and weapons.
Oh my god.
This is for a 20 millimeter, the trigger for the thing. This is trim here.
This is a gun? Or is this
Yeah,
one?
right here. Right where you, and you'd arm it. This type of plane has like 20,
Every single switch and knob and dial means something to you.
That's right. Well, a lot of radios and stuff. And,
There's so
I always used to tell people when I was flying, I know what most of those buttons do.
There's different types of seats, ejection seats to go in different types of airplanes. Like this is the escape pack right here, and it if you had to eject, these are ejection handles right here over your head, and you have one between your legs. And the reason is you're pulling so many G's, you can't even get your arms up there, so you go down between your legs and you pull. This type of ejection seat goes right through the canopy.
Oh, really?
It breaks the canopy and goes right. These others, the canopy flies off and then you go out. So we'll say you have to punch out at 20,000 feet. You're going to free fall down to about 12,000 feet before you get man seat separation. And what happens is this hard hand will push you away, and then there's a barometric aneroid in here that will fire your chute, and it'll open your chute and down you come. This is Hangar Bay. Elevator 3 on this type of a ship. Normally this would be elevator 4. That's one of the planes I flew right there, the A4. You can see the missiles.
So how much weight could this elevator lift?
Oh, geez, probably 100,000.
Oh, really?
Maybe more.
Yeah.
But it can go up and down.
In
like
12
I said,
seconds?
About 12 seconds.
Wow.
This whole platform.
Yeah, we'll go see the cables here.
Yeah.
So they would wheel the airplane out into here, and then tie it back down, and pump it up.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you a story.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They bring down elevator 4. They bring the F-14 down. They have what they call a bobcat, a small little tug.
Yeah.
With a tow bar, and they hook it up, unchain it, and they start pulling it out in the hangar bay, and then they're going to turn toward ships and then back it into where we changed the engines back there. Well, as they were pulling it out and they started to go towards it, the ship took a roll. The airplane, tow bar, and everything went right through the hangar bay, elevator 3, and in the drain.
Wow.
About $30 million, and all you hear is plane in the water, plane in the water. Well, what happened is with because the seas were heavy, there was water in there, and it was slick.
Yeah.
And when the ship rolled, that plane just started, and the inertia started going, and they jammed on the brakes because there's a guy that rides the brakes. Well, just before it went off into the drink, he jumps out and he broke his leg.
Oh, wow.
And the guy on the tractor he jumped off, but the tow bar and everything just went right out elevator 4, right through the hangar bay, right into the drink.
Wow. But nobody's stuck on it or anything.
Nobody was on anything, but the investigation to see if we had done anything went most of the cruise was about 7-8 months where they were checking to make
Wow,
sure
really?
everything- Yeah, it was pretty intensive because you're losing that size of
Yeah,
plane,
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a-
and all that money.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we didn't lose any lives.
Yeah.
Then we headed up to the flight deck.
This right here is the center line of the runway, and those are called ladder lines over there, and it's about 100 feet across here. The tail hook, when it comes down, it has 3,000 pounds of what they call dash pot pressure, and that's so when it hits the deck, it keeps the tail hook on the deck so it doesn't bounce like this. and you check the gauge on the other side. You check and make sure it's one of your pre-flight checks to make sure that pressure is full, so that it'll keep that hook down and drag.
So, I mean, if that's dragging at 3,000 pounds of pressure on the deck, wouldn't that, I mean, is that scraping up the deck pretty bad? You got to replace the plates all the time, or what?
Well, no, you'll have to maybe after mid-cruise, you'll have to re-non-skid and stuff like that.
Okay.
But usually, when you hit, it might take one little bounce, and then boom, you're in the wires.
Yeah.
Now, this is called the round down here, and you can see where the white is and where the white is here, and this is the center line, and this is basically out of bounds here. So you only have this far to gauge left and right. Those are called the drop lights. They go down behind the ship, and so if you're coming into the ship like this, and you see this in the daytime or at nighttime, then you've got to fly to the right to bring that the lights so they line up for the center line of the ship. People have hit the round down, you know, they crashed into that. If you have a fire and stuff, those are the bomb ramps over there that people take the bomb and they just throw them off the back of the ship. These nets all around here are weight tested to about 100,000 pounds. So if a plane should go outside, he could get hung up in those nets. Or if somebody fell over or something, they'd get hung up in there, and then you could bring a crane and pull that stuff out.
This is the LSO, or Landing Signal Officer platform.
We'll say the F-18s are landing. So the F-18 for that squadron, LSO, would be up here. You got this phone here, and this is called the pickle switch here. You got that in your hand like that. So you stand here log and you say, okay, you're drifting right or left, come left or right, watch your lineup. Or if he's getting low, you'll say, if he's doing everything all right, you don't say anything. And every pass, you're graded. And down in the ready room, they have what they call a greenie board, so everybody on the ship can see how you're doing flying, because you're graded every time you come in and land. If a plane looks like it's going to hit the fantail, everybody runs and jumps in here, into this net, which takes you down underneath. Of course, this isn't here, but it takes you underneath it. They've had planes hit and disintegrate. Now, the carrier, remember, is in the battle group, which is in the screen. So the carrier's usually in the middle, and you've got your other ships all around like this. When they have to recover airplanes, they have to pull out of the screen, and that's when the carrier becomes vulnerable if you're in an enemy combat zone to recover. So you recover the airplanes as quick as you can. In the daytime, you come in 1,200 feet over the ship, 800 feet. You fly right over the bridge there. And when you feel comfortable, you yank it, pull about 8-10 G's, come back around, and just do a racetrack cut, and boom, about every 45 seconds, one lands until you get everybody aboard. Once everybody's aboard, ship pulls back in the middle, and then you keep cruising to where you're going, and you get ready for the next launch.
Most airplanes that land on an aircraft carrier are capable of folding their wings in some way to save space.
It was the big fighter in Vietnam, right here. Millimeter cannon. Right here.
Oh wow! So
you can see the Gatling gun.
Wow.
About almost 700 rounds, and this canister right here is where they have all the shells in it and stuff, and you can see the size of the cartridge here. So when this plane would land, if it was going out for the second cycle, the weapons guys would come out, take this panel off, take that whole thing out, refill it, and be ready to go.
There were lots of airplanes that you could actually climb up in.
Oh, you look like a natural, Bobby.
That's right.
Weird.
I might have done this before. Not in this. In this. It'd be fun. Here. Pretty cool. This is old. I mean, like the equipment's in this. I didn't have in my primary flight trainers in like Cessna 150s. This was like older than that. But hey.
Then we headed over to the launch area of the deck.
The JBD, Jet Blast Deflector. So this
pop up.
This thing goes like this. It goes up and it protects another airplane that will be in behind here when that one's in what we call intention, ready to shoot off. And these are like asbestos and stuff to deflect the heat.
This shows how the aircraft were hooked up to the catapult that actually launched them off the aircraft carrier.
There is one of the pistons right there. It weighs almost 4,000 pounds.
Yeah, the water break is down on the other end. This spear runs into the water break 5 feet. The thing's going, it weighs, now we know, it weighs about 4,000 pounds. It's going 170. Runs into the water break and stops in 5 feet.
Wow.
Now, it hits hard enough that if you look down where you got your picture taken this morning, you'd hear it. There'd be no doubt in your mind. You've never been here before in your life. Something really, really big hit something very, very hard, and then you'd feel it.
Yeah.
You feel the ship.
Oh, it shakes the entire ship, but nothing gets broken, bent, or anything. We pull it back and get ready, and you go again.
Catapult officer. This guy, who is an officer, will step over on the other side. He'll stand up there. There'll be guys underneath the plane, and then he'll go like this. And the pilot at that time will look around. He'll go to max power and do a wipe out of the cockpit, and he'll move his rudders and stuff. And the guys are still underneath while those planes are in full power, and they're checking for any drips or anything. And once he gives a thumbs up, and they get out of the way, and then he'll go like that, and then he'll keep going like that, and the pilot will be going. And then when he realizes everything's good, he'll salute. This guy will salute back, and then he'll touch his knee down like that. And see that guy over there with his hands up in the air? Yeah. He's the one that pushes the actual button for you to go away. Like I said, if your feet are on the brakes, you're gonna blow both tires, but you're still gonna go. You go like from 0 to 150, in about 1.8 seconds.
Souped up slingshot. Oh my God, what a ride!
And you pull about 4.5 G's also.
4.5 G's.
When you take off, it's instantaneous.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Then it was time to check out the island where most of the command and control took place. The doors and stairways are pretty narrow, so you have to really watch out. I couldn't imagine trying to run up it in battle conditions.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going? Welcome.
Sit here, Bubby.
Oh yeah.
Any boss and air boss, yeah.
Hello. How are you? Good. How are you?
Hi, Bobby.
You like sitting in a chair that says boss?
I do. Do you want to sit in the other one?
What does this one say?
It says boss.
Oh, we got two
Double
bosses.
boss, yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's a nice view.
I love it.
The JFK.
It's where the magic
I was
happens.
a naval helicopter pilot.
Look at that.
So, a lot of
So up to
what I did
70
was,
planes can be parked down there,
I was
Yeah.
more out
and then they slingshot over there.
bugging on frigates.
Oh, I thought it said on you. What is this?
So they take off here. There's two catapults over there. The bigger versions, he said there'll be more catapults on this side, but this one's not. Then they land on that side.
Incoming.
You can just stand there.
And like what? They said like 50 feet? Like they basically stopped.
I think they take off in 250 feet, and then, yeah, they basically just stop. Yeah.
All the way to the end.
So you don't get seasick, right?
Sometimes,
I don't.
depending on the weather.
Always get seasick in the right conditions.
Yeah.
For sure.
As you come on the bridge, I want you to pay your respects to our captain, Captain Barron. Now, the captain of Midway typically was in his mid-40s, aviator type, pilot, naval flight officer, of course, with a lot of carrier experience. But as you can tell, he looks the part. You know, he's definitely got the. So welcome back. Welcome back.
This is fun. Great.
This is the captain's at-sea cabin, right next to the bridge so he can get there in a hurry. And then, of course, more stairs as we head down.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
Also, like, no steps. Yeah, I didn't land on anything.
Did you slide down the steps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, be really careful.
And then into Admiral's country.
This is his.
Wow.
Have a little conference room in here, and
Yeah. That's his bedroom?
Yep.
Look at all the closet space.
Yeah. So this was the Admiral's.
He's got a lot more closet space than we have.
Yeah, totally.
That's pretty nice. Nice
Jealous.
bathroom in the back.
This is his briefing room.
Uh-huh.
He had his own separate office and personal galley too. Rank definitely has its privileges.
This is like CIC combat control area, and in here they'd have briefings in here. Like if you're going to go hit a place in Vietnam or up in Desert Storm and stuff, they'd have the map. They'd brief all the stuff in here, and then the people in here would watch it as it was happening, and information would go to the different squadrons to designate what they were going to do. But all like the COs and stuff would come in here, and then they pass it down.
This war room is where my staff
Oh, wow.
Here's the repeaters and stuff in here. The TAO, Tactical Action Officer, would be sitting up here, and he would be watching, making sure things are happening the way they're supposed to.
What's that?
Look at all these mustaches. It's like a mustache museum.
Are you saying?
Trying to get me to say mustache and mustache.
Are you saying I should grow my mustache back?
Gorillas? No.
Gorillas. You said gorillas.
He's
Okay.
an admiral. He was.
The captain also had pretty nice quarters when they were not at sea.
Being captain really comes down to motivating each of my sailors to do their jobs to the very best of their abilities.
Of course, he had his own private galley too. I really want to thank Bill for his service and for showing us around. A really nice guy. And he's actually written several books, including this one, which is being made into a movie. You can check the show notes for the link to purchase it.
Hey, Bill, thank you so much for taking us around.
You're
Thank you for taking out your time, and thank you for your service and everything.
Take care of that little one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck, and we'll see ya.
Yeah.
I'll walk you down because I'm right over here, and I'll give you a card, and then let's keep in touch.
Yeah, let's do that.
And
Let's do that.
I'll send you different pictures of things, and I'll follow you on this.
All right. Thanks.
If you would, please help us out by clicking like. And you can check out sailingdoodles.com to find out how you can become a patron or if you'd like to sail with us.